Hello Exiles, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming and welcome to my days 2 and 3 update. I did another video talking about some Magic Find stuff I'm doing earlier, specifically talking about Meticulous Appraiser, which I've been enjoying and kind of messing around with. And I've also done a little bit more of the League mechanic. So it's a little later today, and that's because when I went to record a couple hours ago, I heard some clicking noises coming from my computer, and I checked, and my GPU fan broke. One of my GPU fans. So I only have one working GPU fan now. I'm hoping my computer doesn't overheat. I'm hoping everything goes okay. Just to make sure though, my graphics are lower. I put the texture quality down to kind of ease the graphical load, if that's how that works. But yeah, I'm going to go over the character stuff and kind of what I'm doing and what's going on. But first, let's go ahead and pop in a map. I'll try to get one I haven't completed yet. This should be fine. I think I can do LA weakness. I cannot. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be great. This one seems fine and unidentified. Hopefully there wasn't some sort of thing I didn't notice there, and we'll do Maven Witnessed. All right. So I have Magic Find gear on right now. I'm running Gifts from Above, Lahoop Doll, and 25% Rarity Amulet. This is my regular amulet, which also has Winter's Embrace anointed, which would make freezing a lot easier. So I might have some trouble with some tankier rares or bosses. We will see. And also neither of my rings have life, so my life is quite low, even lower than they would normally be. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some of this too. I don't think this has anything to do with my graphics card, at least I hope not. I think it's just because the first map after I launch a game, I usually do a warm-up map, or I try to, sometimes I forget. But yeah, I'll get some weird like graphical errors the very first map I load every time. So yeah, damage is okay. As you can see, a lot of rares will drop often multiple uniques, and that's because I have 629% rarity, along with a 99% rarity on my gear. So you'll see just a ton of uniques drop when I kill rares or the bosses, generally speaking. Not always, but I will pretty often get, probably on average, about half a dozen uniques, if not more, per map. I've gotten as many as 12 in one map, and once I add some more gear, and also I am going to add a Tormented Spirit strategy, so there's another unique, a Kongor's. A lot of rares drop uniques, almost every rare. So if I can add more rares on, then get like the scarabs that give you a % more uniques, and then also get some torment stuff, which will give me 120% quality or quantity, which I'll talk about in a little bit as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get on top of the over 600 rarity and whatever rarity I get on my gear. I'm also going to get some quantity as well via some Tormented Spirits, 120% of it. So I'll do Tormented Spirit Scarabs, and that will be fun and interesting. So okay, kill the essence, all right. Not, the smoothest, but it works. Crit chance is high enough to get consistent freezes, and I am running southbound, so despite my DPS not being super high, I haven't checked POB, so I don't know how high it is. You'll know before I do, because I guess I'll know technically first, but you'll know before I know now, I guess, in the future. But by the time you see it, I'll have already looked at my POB to post it, so I guess technically I'll still know before you. But this present Ryan does not know. I have no idea. I haven't plugged it in. I just know I have good enough DPS to kill high red tier map stuff, and that's good enough for me. So for now, I am going to be getting my void stones here very soon. And as you can see, I do permafreeze the boss. and then once again another 3 uniques from the boss. So we got a solid amount of uniques. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pretty much. Oh, and also a unique map, so 7. Pretty average. Yeah, I think this strategy is cool. And yeah, once again, that is Meticulous Appraiser. I am getting all of the map modifier effect as well. In theory, I should be able to get close to 1,000% with really tough rolled maps, rarity on the map. And then if I can fit in about 200% rarity on gear, that'll be like 3,000% rarity. And then I'll be adding in these 3 nodes right here for the Tormented Spirits, as well as these 2 nodes over here to put extra ones on. And then I'll be using Tormented Spirit Scarabs, as well as the % unique Scarabs to get, you know, more. And I'm hoping to get like to the point where I'm dropping like 20, 30 plus uniques per map, just to try to like farm for some fun, you know, higher tier uniques. But most of these are pretty irrelevant. So I'm going to go over my gear tree, Atlas tree, although Atlas tree is super simple, but I'll talk about it anyway, and just how everything's going so far. So gear, got my Heat Shiver, bought that yesterday. I was like 74 chaos, I think. Got an upgraded shield. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of life. It's got a lot of lightning resist. It's got % block, so 30% block total. I'd like a little higher than 30, but 30 is not bad because the base on Cardinal round shields is high. But obviously this is a tier 6 block chance with min roll, so you can get, you know, 36, 38 or whatever %, much better. % physical damage reduction is obviously a top tier roll as well. So overall, this is a really nice shield. I bought it for like 2C, I think, early yesterday, so it was early day 2, so it was good, but you know, cheap enough still, relatively. This is a self-found amulet. It's got rarity, life, and good amount of resists and crafted cold damage to attacks. It's very good. It's on an Onyx amulet. I should probably just anoint this and roll with it pretty much always, but my main one that I was using just has much higher resists, kind of lower life, but the strength ent was necessary at a time. But because I have several of the I think I have like 3 or 4 of these plus all attribute. I have 3 plus all attribute tattoos currently, and probably will add 1 or 2 more before I start mixing up the tattoos a little bit, getting that. So that is that. I'm running a Lahoop de all. I guess it wouldn't matter what other ring, because it was probably some junk ring that I got in like tier 1 maps or something. I don't remember it being particularly good. Oh yeah, I was running this ring, and I think one of these cold resist rings, maybe this one. Yeah, because it has the % chaos. So I am missing a little chaos res. I had more before, but now I've got the Lahoop for 24 rarity, so with these 2 we get 49, and then another 50%. I'm running a max rarity % gifts from above that I bought for 1C, I believe. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It just has 50% rarity for enemies killed with a critical strike. We can only kill enemies with critical strikes because we're wearing Southbound, and we don't have any additional freeze % at all. So it's literally impossible for us to kill things without a critical strike chance. So this is just 50% rarity straight up. Speaking of, I got Southbound. I got a very good damage roll. I think these were 4C. I got perfect min cold damage, near perfect max cold damage, like higher than average cold resist, and average increased life %. So pretty decent. Very low like implicit armor, but that's okay. Belt, same belt, but I switched what resistances I had crafted, although I think I would switch it again so I can be LE weakness capped. I do want % chaos though, so I guess I can't be fully LE weakness capped with this belt at all with my current setup. New 6-link, I just bought it. I literally put a life essence on it and hit this on the very first roll. So the actual 6-link base for the Battle Lamellar was 13C, and then I put 1 life essence on it, and that's it. that was the whole thing. And like 3 chromatics to get the colors that I needed: triple green, double red, and a blue. Boots, I got the evasion armor hybrid boots with some spell suppress, 30 move speed, crafted life, and some fire resist. They're fine. I'll replace these at some point, but they do the trick. So overall, oh, and finally the weapon. Weapon is just good crit chance roll, good attack speed roll. So we got tier 1 attack speed, tier 3 crit chance, pretty solid. And then also a tier 3 cold damage and some lightning damage. And global accuracy is actually not entirely irrelevant either, because I'm still running. I've kind of halted my leveling of my precision wherever I have that on. I have no idea where I put that. It's probably up here somewhere. There you go. I have a level 4 precision. I just don't want to reserve too much of my mana. I know I do have an excess and there's like leech, but I don't want to be in a situation where I need to be a frost blinking out and I'm out of mana even for a second. So 42 is fine for now. I probably have enough mana regen though that I could swing it. Mana regen per second, 35. Yeah, I actually have enough mana regen where I could just keep leveling precision, so I will. I'll get that down to my minimum, which is 19, so I can probably get like 2 more levels, 3 more levels type thing, to have what would be the highest cost. Or maybe I'll just get the 1 level and stop there, I don't know. But yeah, I want to be able to have the 100% chance to hit evasive things. I have 2 of my flasks crafted now. I have a sulfur flask with reduced curse effect, the reduced effect of shock, quicksilver. I have my bleed flask, and then I have 2 currently unrolled. I'm looking for a higher level silver flask, and then a diamond flask. Oh, this has crit strike chance on it already. But I would like to... Yeah, that's probably fine. I could probably just roll that as is. I do have enough instilling orbs, and I can buy some more baubles. So yeah, I could craft this diamond flask here. So I should probably do that at some point. But I'll do that after the video. So that's the gear. Go to the skill tree. Skill tree, I finally picked up my frenzy charges. I got... lethality. I decided not to go down to thick skin. I spec'd out of the 50 flat life in here just because I needed the points. I'm hoping to get a few more of these tattoos so I can get out of these 2 points, because having to sit on them kind of sucks. Although I'll probably want them anyway to put the fancy tattoos on, so maybe I'll just keep those until I can get like the fortify on hit strength one would be really good. And I'm not really sure what I would do for an intelligence one. I think there's a plus power charges frenzy charge one, so that one might be, or intelligence one, so that one might be the one to go on there. And also then I can use this location by having 7 connected nodes. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just need to take like the stun avoidance, or probably not the bow damage, the stun avoidance at least does something to get my 7 connected, and I can put one of the fancy cool ones in here if I want. Like, I don't know which one I would do because additional projectile isn't that useful, but that is an option, and I'd like to potentially leave that open. Other than that, it's pretty much, you know, exactly where you would expect it to be. I did spec out of cold-hearted calculations. Maybe I get back into there so I can drop this. But once again, this tattoo might be valuable, so I'll probably keep it. So at this point, yeah, I'm just kind of filling out extra stuff. I might grab Heartseeker. I'll probably grab back the 50 flat life, since my life is 3,400. Quite low, obviously. Maybe I'll go back into cold-hearted calculations. I don't know. I'm level 90, so I'm gonna get 10 more points, and probably realistically like 7 or 8 more points, because I usually quit my character around level 97 or 98. So, because I don't have the patience to get level 100, and I always want to try out new builds. So let's go over the Atlas tree. Atlas tree, oh, and Atlas completion. 77, only 1 favored map. I'm going to do City Square because it has 3 bosses, and I want to do that with my Atlas setup. I only have the completed because I did it through a Kirak mission. So, but I am going to go through and get the rest of my Atlas completion so I can, get all the rest of my points that I need to get. So main thing to note here, I guess it's easier if I pull this up, just the additional chance for adjacent maps to drop, very important. Got a little bit of the maps can drop one tier higher, but you don't really need it with the Wandering Path. So the main strategy of this whole Atlas build is Wandering Path, which gives 100% increased effect of small Atlas passive nodes. That allows you to get all of these adjacent map chance drops and get up to an absurd level. You're guaranteed. I know other people have said otherwise, but I'm 99.9% sure that the way this works, if you have over 100%, I'm almost positive, because I've run this for multiple seasons and it seems to massively over sustain the higher this goes above 100%. So I believe the way it works. And also there's precedent for Atlas passives working this way in the past. For instance, if you get over 100% for a map to be one tier higher, you'll get it 2 tiers higher instead. So because we have that precedent, and because of my own very subjective experience on it, I believe the way this works is if you have 100%, you're guaranteed to get one adjacent map from a monster. And if you have over 100%, that will carry over to basically have a chance for another monster to drop another adjacent map. I feel fairly confident. If anybody can prove for sure that's not how that works, and show it to me, I'll probably believe it. But boy, I feel like having this number higher truly makes a difference. So, and then we also have 15% chance for map drops to duplicate, which also helps with our map sustain. Then, of course, we got all the quantity and rarity. But besides Wandering Path, doubling all of those small passives, the other important thing, which synergizes with it, is Meticulous Appraiser, which is modifiers to quantity of items found in maps instead apply to rarity found in your maps at 300% your value. We have all this quantity around here. That's 20%, 26% plus 30% rarity as well. So that's 78 plus. So that's 108% rarity just from this ring right here. And then we get it from our maps themselves, and those maps, the quantity and rarity will both be multiplied by the map modifier effect, which is also doubled by Wandering Path. And that's all funneled into rarity. And that's why even on a regular elk 6 prop thing here with no like fragments or anything, we have 629%. Once we get our 5 slot map device, we get 4 fragments in, we run unidentified maps or 8 property maps, we're going to be reaching about 1,000% rarity. And then once again, that'll be multiplied with our rarity on our gear, and we'll also be getting quantity both from the little torment nodes here, as well as I'll probably get some quant on gear as well, which will multiply with the base 100%. So if I get 10 or 20% extra quant from my gear as well, that will also multiply with all of those other multiplicative factors. So the result should be just an absurd amount of uniques every other map. And the highest rarity, as you saw, I killed the map boss, dropped 3 uniques. That's why I'm going to be favoring City Square. It has 3 bosses, and you can roll double boss sometimes on your maps. And on top of that, there is a new, let's see, I believe it is one of the Maven ones. Let's see if I can find it. Destructive Play. The Maven summons 1 to 3 additional bosses when witnessing map bosses. Modifiers to the final map boss in each map also apply to the summoned bosses. I'm assuming that modifier also carries over to map doubling. So if we run City Square, it has 3 bosses, we roll 3 additional bosses by having it Maven witnessed, and then we double it, we get 12 bosses, all of which get the massive multiplier to rarity. Just for reference, if they each dropped 3 uniques like they did, and I've had in the past my quantity and rarity up to where like the average boss was dropping 4 or 5 uniques. But just for reference, if they drop 3 uniques each on average, that's 36 uniques just from the bosses in that scenario. And you're bound to eventually get some good uniques if you're dropping that many uniques. So that's kind of going to be my play going forward here. I think this is a really fun and cool strategy, and hopefully it ends up working out well. But that is all I've been up to. I hope you enjoyed. I hope my graphics card doesn't melt. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye.